How are we on? Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Okay, welcome to the first day of the live 3-day challenge. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not going to expect many people to tune in today. It's Monday, it's 10:30, and it is 26, 27 degrees outside. So I wholly accept that you're not here, and and for the ones that are here, thank you very much. Now, good thing is it is going to be in the Facebook group, so you'll be able to watch this and come back to it. And it's good that you'll be able to come back to it as well, because there's going to be things that you'll want to watch and recap on, that kind of thing. Now, just to get a few things over with, this is my first live challenge that I've presented, that I've hosted. So. But you know, I help people get out of their comfort zones. I work with people. That's part of some of the therapies that I do. So I've got to practice what I preach, haven't I? And try it this way. Another thing is that you'll notice this is just me on my phone in a room. I've got a kind of script. I wrote some notes that on my laptop, it's just at the side, that I'll be looking at, and I'll be scrolling through. And the reason why I do it like that, look, I'm not very slick. I'm really not bothered about being slick. I prefer authenticity. I'm very authentic. Now, if I was to do every video or class and what have you with a full script, it just becomes it becomes fake. It's just fake, isn't it? And if you was to come to see me or phone me in my therapist space in Melton Mowbray, if you were to walk in, I have to go off the cuff. You know, I don't have a script to go by. So that's how I like to work. So I don't have all flashing lights and theme songs and slides for now. And maybe if I do a course, I'll have slides. But for now, it's not. What it is basically me telling you how things work and how you're going to get the best out of them. Now, today we are going to the whole 3 days is going to be based on mindfulness stress reduction. Okay, and what I want to show is I want to tell you a little bit about what mindfulness is, and I want to show you how mindfulness can be achieved for stress reduction. So, a little bit about myself. If you don't know me by now, sorry. If you don't know me, I am Simon Aegis. I have two companies. One is Soul Therapy, the other one is Soul Beads. Soul Beads is my multi-international award-winning jewellery. The other one, Soul Therapy, is where I do my therapies. I've been an NLP master practitioner since the 90s, before everyone else jumped on the bandwagon. I was doing it then and taking it into corporate businesses. I'm also a Reiki master teacher. I've got about 17 students on the go at the moment of different levels. I'm going to be signing off a master soon. Sabrina, who's done fantastic, very proud of her. And I also do, I'm certified in a lot of different modalities, if you like, of psychotherapy and talk therapy and that kind of thing. So I specialise in humanistic approaches, and I do solution-focused therapy. I do CBT, REBT, which is rapid emotional behaviour therapy. I teach meditation and breath work. I do a little bit of hypnotherapy that helps. I'm not an expert at hypnotherapy. I can do it and I enjoy it to a point, but I find it very good to be able to add some of it into my treatments. My go-to hypnotherapist, if I need something doing that's going to be quite in-depth, is my good friend Stella Marlowe. Stella Marlowe, the hypnotherapist. She is amazing and a beautiful woman. And I also do chakra cleansing, crystal healing, loads of things basically, all to do with mindfulness and bringing calm to your life. I have Crohn's colitis. I've had Crohn's colitis since the early 90s. I've lived with it. I lived many years with it, corporate world, even though it was very bad. I used to poo myself very, very often. I now spend time helping people with Crohn's, colitis, and other bowel issues, to get them basically to help people overcome the embarrassment and the taboo of having bowel issues, because at the end of the day it's a illness, it's a disease, and IBD, for example, is incurable. So, and we all crap ourselves at some point. So I help people overcome that embarrassment and to live. Help them with tips and tricks of nutrition, positivity, and different ways of managing their pain and flare-ups and all kinds of things. I also have a bag. I have a stoma bag now. My body is held together and I have to wear support wear daily. I've had probably going on to, I think it was about 28, 29 operations since 2017. I was given 20 minutes to live a few years ago, and I've had all my body reconstructed, my abdomen area reconstructed, my bottom removed, my anus and my rectum has been removed. So yeah, so I am disabled, and with a lot of what happened, I also developed PTSD. And so with PTSD, I was diagnosed a couple of years ago, and I have osteoporosis and arthritis. So basically, I am knackered. All right, yeah. I'm like one of them old bangers that just keep going, old banger cars that keep going. But the beauty of it is that it enables me to do what I do. It's when I was laying in hospital in 2019, and they gave me, first of all, another thing went drastically wrong with another operation, and I had 20 minutes to live. Obviously, I didn't die, but again, that was something. I was then told that I wouldn't be out of hospital for a long time, and if I did come out of hospital, I wouldn't be up and running, if you like. Certainly not running, but I wouldn't be up either. And 2 months later, I opened my first permanent unit at Harborough Indoor Market. So, because I had the belief, I had the mindset and the belief that they weren't writing me off. I wasn't finished. I had a lot to do. And I took all my experiences to create the businesses that I do. So I'd make wellness jewellery, the soul beads, designed for the wearer, and I, as I say, use all them modalities to teach and help other people overcome what they've been going through. And it all comes down to mindset. Honestly, it comes down to mindset. So, without further ado, this will probably be the longest one today, because I'm going to talk about what mindfulness is, and then I'm going to talk about, then I'm going to go about the exercise that we're going to do for the day, for today, and for you to practice on. Now, I'm going to try and keep to my notes, because I do waffle a little bit. I go off tangent, so I'm going to cut out the dad jokes, and I'm just going to try and get what we do done so that it doesn't take too long, because I don't like a lot of fluff, and that was enough fluff for me already to talk about myself. Tomorrow we'll sort of have a little catch up and then go back straight into the exercise. But today I want to talk about what mindfulness is, and really just for you to get to know me. So let's have a look. So we're going to explore the gorgeous world that I work in of mindfulness, and why it's so important for our everyday well-being. So first of all, what exactly is mindfulness? Mindfulness is the practice of intentionally bringing our attention to the present moment, right? With an attitude of curiosity, non-judgment, and acceptance. It involves being fully present and engaged in our experiences without overly reactive or caught up in our thoughts and emotions. So what does that do? It basically, let's take all that crap away and just say it makes us just appreciate and be more thoughtful. Now, mindfulness probably gets a bit of a bad rap recently, probably in the last decade or so, because it's become trendy. People say it left, right, and centre. Mindfulness isn't something new. You know, this what also puzzles me when we say new age. None of this stuff is new age. It's been going on for centuries, if not more. So what I'd say is that if we was, but it's had such a spiritual element put to it, and using so much of the spiritual practices, that it puts people off. So when we say mindfulness, it's a case of you may have seen that I advertise to teach and work non-spiritual techniques. Now, don't get me wrong, I am spiritual. I love spirituality, and I can talk about it all day, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I love spirituality. I love religion. I love all religions. Because, you know, I love the teachings of the Bible. I think there's lots of lessons within them all, and I love religious people, except the ones that are dicks about it. And there's a lot of them that tend to be dicks about their own religion, and that's where it gets blurred. But so I love religion. But what I don't do is I don't bring the spiritual and religious teachings or focus into my work, because I love to be inclusive. All right, so this is for everybody. You can learn what I teach and take it in whatever direction you want to take it in. And my Reiki students, I've got Christians, Catholics, Muslims, many different faiths and beliefs and religions, and you know, it doesn't bother me, because we're all looking for the same purpose, and that is to live with being able to manage our stresses and be happy. Okay, so that's one thing. So that's something about mindfulness. It's got a bad rap about the everyone trying to make it spiritual. It's about being aware. So if we were going to swap mindfulness with awareness, that's what it is. In our fast-paced, technology-driven world nowadays, we find ourselves multitasking a lot, or trying to multitask. The brain's a beautiful thing, but it can't multitask. No matter how many women say that they can multitask better than men. This is scientific, by the way. It's not just me saying it. People can't multitask. They might be able to do one or two things at the same time, but they don't do them. The brain can't focus on these things that they're doing, which is why people that multitask generally do a half-assed job of what they're doing. So we spend a lot of time multitasking, trying to get things done, because everything's so now. We worry about the future, and we dwell on the past. Everything's fast. We've got Sky, we've got Alexa, I've got playing, Alexa and Google and all these kind of things that we just tell it, okay, play this, play that. We don't even have to go to, remember the days when we'd really special evenings when it was chippy tea night, proper treat, chippy tea night, go to video shops, stand for 3 hours trying to choose a film, and the ones that you really wanted were out anyway. It was beautiful, you know. It was such a, you know, it was a proper, brought the family together as well, them kind of days. But everything's now, oh, I start watching that, oh, that's rubbish, that, I'll watch another film. Everything's just, we want to film, I want to film this. Everything's there for us constantly, and we get used to that. And that, but then as we doing that, everybody wants everything from us, so everything's just so fast paced, crazy. So what mindfulness does is it offers a powerful solution to this, to our scattered and distracted mind, by bringing our attention to the here and now. Now, this is the main way to be, is to live in the here and now. We cultivate a deep sense of presence and connection to ourselves, to others, and the world around us. But why is that so important? Well, firstly, mindfulness is proven to help reduce stress and promote overall well-being. I'd say probably 90% of my clients that come to see me for Reiki or therapy or whatever talk about stress and not having enough time, stuff like that. So it's having such a massive impact on everyone's daily lives and therefore society around us. Okay? So by grounding ourselves in the present moment, we can actually interrupt the cycle of stressful thoughts and emotions that just overwhelm and consume our minds. It allows us to respond to challenges and difficulties with more calmness and greater clarity. Secondly, mindfulness enhances our self-awareness. Now, tomorrow or the next day when I go through I'm going to do some breath work, I'll talk about how the different brain waves act, so beta and alpha, etc. So, and that's got a big part to play in mindfulness. And I'll talk about that tomorrow. So what we do, by observing our thoughts and emotions and how our body's feeling, so our bodily sensations, we're able to do this without judgment. So we can sort of analyse ourselves properly and analyse the world about us, and instead of being overwhelmed by things so that just another thing that comes across and really just kind of pisses us off and makes us explode, we'll be in a nicer, calmer place and dealing with what's happening with us, so when something does come along we can then go, oh okay, right, how should I deal with this? And it makes us just much more, first of all, pleasant to be around, more pleasant about ourselves, and just generally happier. Right? So, self-awareness empowers us to make conscious choices aligned with our values and goals, rather than reacting automatically to circumstances. We've all done things when we've thought, oh shit, I shouldn't have. Oh, by the way, maybe a disclaimer at the beginning, I do swear. Not loads, not awful words, but I do swear a little bit, just to get authentic. But anyway, so where was I? So yeah, so we react to things, and it also improves our relationships when we are fully present with ourselves. That's what I'm saying. When we've done something, we've often done something. We've all been in a situation where we've done something and we've regretted it afterwards, and we sat there and thought, oh, I shouldn't have reacted like that. Well, mindfulness will help you to basically not react in those ways, to be able to see your reactions, gauge your reaction before they happen. So it also improves our relationships. So when we're fully present with ourselves and with others, we're more attentive. We'll communicate better to each other, and basically create stronger connections with each other. And that's something that's, again, people come to me and they've been in relationships for a long time and they say, oh, and they're bored, it's just mundane, they don't talk anymore, they don't communicate. And this is because we're so wrapped up in our own issues that we don't even talk to our loved ones about these things. But if we're just all calmer, I know people that are mindful and aware, but they don't talk to their partners because they're not mindful and aware. So if they do try and talk, the other one snaps and causes an argument, or tries to cause an argument. And that's because they're out of sync, out of balance. But if both partners are in more mindful, then it'll be a lovely conversation to have, and a nice, you can have debates or whatever, but they still probably won't end up as arguments. So, also a massive part of it is that it reduces negative states like anxiety and depression. So, by nurturing a kind and accepting attitude towards ourselves, we can find greater peace and happiness in our lives. Now, something that I touched on earlier, incorporating mindfulness into our daily lives doesn't require hours of meditation or going and sitting on a mountain top, or in the woods, or whatever, or you don't have to light the incense and have a picture of Buddha there, anything like that. So whatever you've seen, the cliche of what you think, it doesn't have to be like that. It's about bringing awareness to ordinary activities. So I teach things like mindful eating, mindful walking, and we can even try awareness practices or mindfulness practices whilst brushing our teeth. There's loads of things that we can do that incorporates it into our daily lives without having to take time out of our lives, because we're already busy enough. Try and incorporate it try and fit an hour in here or there, and so it becomes a chore. That's not what it's about, and that's not what I teach. I teach how to do it in your life. It's about pausing the thoughts, if you like, taking a few deep breaths and really being present at in that moment, and kind of resetting what's happening in the brain or the mind. So whether you're new to mindfulness or already familiar with the practice, remember that every moment is an opportunity to practice mindfulness. And today I'm going to show you something that you can use in your mindfulness practice, and it's called EFT, all right? Emotional Freedom Therapy, tapping. Now, if you've never heard of this before, or you've heard of it but you've never actually done it, it's weird, right? Absolutely weird, and it is fantastic. So effective, so effective. I even know some NHS trusts that have started prescribing it and recommending it now, and some doctors are fully on board with it. Quite a few doctors actually, because it's fantastic and it's so easy to do. So I'm going to teach you some tapping today. Now, tapping is a therapeutic technique that combines elements of acupressure and cognitive therapy. It involves gently tapping on specific meridian points on the body while focusing on negative emotions or thoughts. And by tapping on these points, we stimulate the body's energy system and promote a sense of balance and harmony. Now, I know you're going to be wondering what meridian points are. Now, in traditional Chinese medicine, meridians are believed to be the pathways that carry energy or qi, life energy, throughout our body. And tapping on these points helps to restore the flow of energy and release any blockages or disruptions. So now it says believed to be, but we know nerves are connected. We know, there's the vagus nerve that's connected from here to here. We know that there's, if you hit here or if you hit there, it's a sensation up here. We know they're all connected. So by tapping, it's a bit like acupuncture and acupressure, but instead of acupuncture, we're going to be tapping instead of sticking needles in ourselves, because it's just a bit dangerous, isn't it, if you don't know what you're doing. So what we're going to do is, so tapping actually releases this energy flow, if you like, and lets it and promotes it and sends it through our body and unblocks wherever energy is healed. But it also sends signals throughout our body, because I'm not going to get all quantum physics with you, but cells communicate with each other. So we're going to send signals through our body and signals through to our brain, which then embed themselves into the brain, a bit like neuroplasticity. Again, I'm not going to go into all this because I do cover these in my courses and memberships. But that's basically what you're doing. We're starting off with a negative thought of something that is getting to you. We then do a balancing thought, and then we release that, if you like, and then positivity. So we go through 3 stages of it, and it's fantastic. How does it actually work? When we experience negative emotions or thoughts, it often manifests as physical tension and discomfort in the body. We know that when we get stressed, our shoulders tense up. Big problem is with bowel issues is that when we get fed up or stressed or upset, we don't want to show it, so we push it down into our tummy, and it holds itself there and affects our acid. It causes inflammation of the bowel and the rectum and the stomach lining, and the acids, everything all gets messed up and stuff like that, and we don't breathe properly. We breathe into our chest and we just say that like that, and it causes all these it manifests so many issues within our body and illnesses. And EFT also addresses the mind and body connection by combining the physical act of tapping with cognitive reframing. And by tapping on the meridian points while acknowledging and accepting our negative thoughts or emotions, we create a shift in our energy system. It basically means that we're not dwelling on the crap that's happening to us. We're releasing it. And this shift allows us to release and let go of the emotional and physical tension associated with negative experiences. EFT is used to address a wide range of emotional and physical challenges, including stress, anxiety, phobias, trauma. It's used very effectively with PTSD and even pain management. I've used it a lot with pain management and with my arthritis and stuff, and it's to me it's groundbreaking, right? One of the best things about EFT is that I've got my shorts on today, can you see? I don't usually wear shorts. The best thing about EFT, one of the best things about it, is that it empowers you to take an active role in your own self-help journey so helping yourself. It's a tool that can be used pretty much anywhere as a self-help technique or with other professional therapy. And with EFT we can tap into our own healing abilities and create positive changes to the way we feel in our body and our lives. So we're going to go through an EFT tapping script. Now, so basically what we do is I looked at something and I asked a couple of people what bothers you the most. A lot of stress came up. But stress is such an umbrella term for a lot of other things. So narrowed it down to overwhelm. So many people feel overwhelmed, which leads to stress. Stress then leads to anxiety, and everything breaks down. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a simple tapping technique for helping with overwhelm. And we're going to go through the 3 parts of the negative, the release, and then the positive. Okay? Now, the reason why I love EFT is that I love teaching people how to do things themselves, so you're not reliant on a therapist. And so this is one of my favourite tools. Now we've got different places to tap. The first place we're going to tap is what we call the karate point. The karate point here. So where the flabby bit is and where the bone is there, just right in between. And you're getting these 2 fingers, and you're going to tap quite hard. And what you do while you're tapping is we say a phrase. Now I'm going to say this phrase and you can just say it, repeat it after me in your mind or out loud, whatever you want to do, and you'll get the gist of it. Okay? Now the places where we tap, we're going to tap here, and this is a gorgeous activation point. I'm then going to say when you switch. Okay, so when I want you to switch, I'm going to say where. So I'm going to say, okay, now head, eye. So you're going to tap. So you're going to tap on your crown. Let me bald spot on your crown, and then the eye. So careful. So just here, yeah, just here. Going to tap there, corner of your eye, and then side eye. So there, where my wrinkles are, there, and then bottom of the eye, and then we'll say lip. So just here. Then we'll say chin, here. And then collarbone. Excuse me, ladies. Collarbone, just here. Okay? You can do these on either side because your meridian points outward. So you can do them on either side, whatever's up to you. So collarbone, and then make sure I'm not sweating. Then under your arm. Now under your arm, come on, no, I'm not. Under your arm, so say like where your armpit is, say about 4 fingers, so about there, just top of your ribs, underneath, so there you're going to tap, okay? Right, we got it? So, karate point, crown, top eye, side eye, bottom eye, lip, chin, collar, pit. Yeah? Okay, so I'm going to say the phrases whilst doing it, and you just repeat in your mind or out loud after me whilst tapping on these points. Yeah? Okay. So we're going to talk about being overwhelmed. So what you're going to do is the first part is the negative. So you're going to tap. Nice. And what will happen at some point, you'll start feeling tingling in your fingers, and that's your energy, and all your nerves become activated and communicating. It's a fantastic feeling. So even though, let's start. 1, 2, 3, take a nice deep breath. Ready? Right, so it's going to start our tapping now. The negative phrase. Even though I feel overwhelmed and like I can't handle everything in my life, I deeply and completely accept myself. Staying on the karate point. Even though this overwhelm feels like too much to handle. I acknowledge my feelings and choose to release them. Even though I feel I am drowning in responsibilities and can't keep my head above the water. Oh, Dawn's joined. Thanks, Dawn. Someone's joined. I'm on my own here, but at least people can watch it back. So you've missed most of it, unfortunately. But we're just doing some tapping techniques at the moment, and you'll be able to watch it in a bit because it'll be stored on the Facebook group. Okay. So we've just started off with the EFT tapping, and we're just going through the negative statement. And so, even though I feel like I'm drowning in responsibilities and can't keep my head above water, I'm willing to tap through these negative feelings and find some relief. Now we're going to go through the releasing statement, okay? So we're going to start off with top eye. Is your hand tingling? Top eye. This feeling of overwhelm, side of the eye. I feel like I can't handle everything, under the eye. It's just too much. Wait. I feel like I'm drowning in responsibilities, chin. I'm so tired and stressed, collarbone. I feel so overwhelmed, under the eye. It's like I can't catch a break, top of the head. This feeling of overwhelm, it's just too much. Now we're going to go into the positives. This is the good part, the positives. So eyebrow, top of the eye. Even though I feel overwhelmed, I choose to focus on what I can control, side of the eye. I'm taking things one step at a time, under the eye. I choose to prioritise what's important and let go of what's not important. Chin. I'm capable and able to handle what comes my way. Collar. I'm choosing to let go of stress and overwhelm, under the arm, and focus on what brings me peace and happiness, top of the head. I'm feeling more in control and at peace with each tap. Karate point. I am confident and I am in control. And take a deep breath into your tummy, and that's it. That is EFT tapping. Now, it might be a bit weird at first, and I remember when I first started learning it and going through my certification, and I thought, geez, I knew I wanted to do it because I'd heard good things about it and seen great results, but yeah, it was weird. It was weird. I'm like, okay, all right. And now EFT, there's another method called TFT. TFT is a little bit more, you tap in different places in different sequences. EFT, we generally use the same points all the time, but it's more of a phrase. TFT is more thoughts, so it's more what you're dealing with your thoughts, and you say it to yourself as tapping in different places, and you might tap there 3, there 4, there, etc. But EFT, the reason why I love EFT and show EFT so many times is because it's something that you can easily do yourself, and it's easy for you to learn it. And that's what I love about things that I teach, is that you can do it yourself, so you're not reliant on people, and it really will help. And again, you can get up in the morning feeling a little bit pissed off and just be a little bit, right, okay, tell you what, I'm going to do 2 minutes of tapping. Now that tapping that we just did, you can make up your own phrases, as long as there's a negative, a release, and a positive. Always end on the positive, but you can make your own phrases up, and you can do it as many times as you want. You can do that routine as many times as you want. So, head, top of the eye, side of the eye, bottom of the eye, lip, chin, collar, pit. You can do that sequence as many times as you want until you feel. In fact, you can say to yourself, okay, how overwhelmed do I feel today? I'm going to do some tapping, and give yourself sort of 1 to 10, 10 being really overwhelmed. Scale the score yourself, and then say, right, okay, well, I'm going to do some tapping. Do 2 minutes of tapping, going round in a sequence, going round in a cycle, doing the tapping, saying the phrases. Do that, and then at the end of it, say to yourself, okay, right, how do I feel? And if you would have brought your feeling of overwhelm down, even if it's a 5 or whatever, it's brilliant progress. Then say, right, okay, brilliant. And it will take 2 or 3 minutes. So get up in the morning. You know when some people get up in the morning and go, oh, good day, I've got another rubbish day, I hate today, this is going to happen. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Take a breath. Even though I'm going to have a crap day, boom, 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 and get your sequences up. So what I'm going to do is that script that I just used, I'm going to put that on the group. This video, I'm going to figure out, as I told you, I've never done one of these lives before, so this is my first attempt. So I'm going to figure out how to pin it in the group, so you can watch it back and back and back. And if tomorrow we're going to go into a breathwork technique tomorrow, gorgeous breathwork technique, which is going to help you change your brainwave and help you with mindfulness throughout the day. And it's something that you can do very easily and quickly and incorporate into your life for the rest of your life. So we're going to do that tomorrow. If you have watched this and you have any questions, pop them in the group, and I'll be keeping my eye out and answering any questions for you. If you think that any of your friends would enjoy this video, invite them over to the group so that they can have access to it. And for now, practice your tapping for the day. And I'm going to see you tomorrow, and enjoy the sunshine. Take care of yourselves, and really thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. All the best.